ever stared into the eyes of your pet and wish, just for a moment, you could know what they were thinking? Or looked up at the stars and wondered what kind of consciousness might exist out there and how we could ever possibly communicate with it? For centuries, language has been both our greatest tool and our greatest barrier. It connects us, but it also divides us. But what if that barrier, the very last one, simply fell? Imagine a technology, not a clunky earpiece or a translation app, but something far more profound. We call it the Cognitive Universal Translator, or CUT. It's a breakthrough in neural interface technology that doesn't just translate words, it translates pure thought. It bypasses language altogether, creating a direct, instantaneous bridge of understanding between any two conscious minds, human to human, human to animal, and perhaps, one day, human to something else entirely. This isn't just about ordering coffee in a foreign country without fumbling with your phone. This is about the complete and total demolition of misunderstanding. Imagine a world where diplomatic negotiations happen not through carefully chosen words and interpreters, but through a shared, unfiltered understanding of needs, fears, and hopes. The potential for resolving global conflicts would be staggering. Subtleties lost in translation, cultural nuances that lead to friction, they would all dissolve in the face of pure, direct comprehension. But the true revolution, the part that no one saw coming, wasn't in politics or business. It was in science and art. Think about a team of scientists from every corner of the globe, all working on a cure for a devastating disease. Before the CUT, they'd spend months, even years, just getting on the same page, battling jargon and linguistic differences. Now, they connect, and in an instant, a Japanese geneticist's complex, abstract concept is perfectly understood by a Brazilian biochemist. A flash of insight from a German physicist is immediately built upon by an engineer in India. The pace of innovation wouldn't just double or triple. It would explode exponentially. We'd solve problems in days that once took decades. The greatest scientific minds of our generation, and every generation before, were limited by their ability to articulate their genius. Einstein famously spoke of his ideas coming to him not in words or mathematical formulas, but in images and feelings. How much of that genius was lost in the clumsy translation to paper? With the CUT, a scientist could share not just their conclusion, but the entire intuitive leap, the aha moment itself. Collaboration would become a true fusion of minds, a shared consciousness working on the universe's greatest mysteries. We could finally ask a whale about the magnetic fields of the ocean, not by observing its behavior, but by experiencing its perception. We could learn about forest ecosystems from the collective consciousness of the trees themselves, understanding the intricate chemical conversations happening right under our feet. And then there's the art, the unexpected, breathtakingly beautiful collaborations that no one could have predicted. What does a symphony sound like when it is co-composed by a human and a pod of humpback whales? The whale's ancient, melancholic songs, full of a deep, oceanic wisdom, would merge with the complexity of human musical theory. It wouldn't be a human interpreting a whale song. It would be a true duet, a shared creation of pure emotion and structure. Imagine a poet collaborating with a golden eagle, The poet provides the structure, the metaphor, the human ache for meaning. The eagle provides a raw, exhilarating sensation of soaring on a thermal, the panoramic view from 10,000 feet, the primal focus of the hunt. The resulting poem wouldn't be read, it would be felt. It would be an experience downloaded directly into your consciousness, the rush of wind, the vastness of the sky, the sharp pang of hunger. Painters could collaborate with octopuses, masters of camouflage and fluid form, creating visual art that shifts and breathes with living color and texture. Sculptors could work with ancient redwood trees, understanding their centuries-long struggle for light, their deep, silent connection to the earth. It would give birth to entirely new art forms, ones we can't even conceive of right now. We would see the world through a million different eyes, feel it through a million different hearts. This isn't a story about technology making our lives easier. It's about technology making our lives infinitely richer, deeper, and more connected. The fall of the language barrier would be the beginning of a new renaissance, a global explosion of creativity and understanding. We would finally realize that consciousness is a universal chorus, and we've only been listening to one voice. By learning to listen to all the others, we wouldn't just learn about them. We would finally, truly, learn about ourselves. The universe has been speaking to us all along. We just needed the right translator to hear its song. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the future, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to join us on our next exploration. What would be the first thing you'd want to understand with this technology? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.